It's a distinct pleasure to be here on behalf of all the brothers of the Washington Alpha chapter to make these remarks. The 2019 Exemplary Service Award recipient is a longtime volunteer at the Washington Alpha chapter of Washington State University. The Exemplary Service Award is bestowed to a dedicated SigEp who has served the fraternity for at least 20 years. Ken Christianson's volunteer service at Washington State University and at Washington Alpha has been exemplary. But before I tell you about that, let me tell you about Ken's life leading up to 1998 when he joined the alumni board when his oldest son entered WSU. Ken grew up on a farm in Skagit County, Washington, and he continues to be a farmer today. From his years of farming and his active involvement in Future Farmers of America, he learned to be handy, he learned the knowledge of how to fix things, and he is not afraid to take something apart and put it back together. From 1970 to 1974, he was an undergraduate at Washington State University, where I met him 49 years ago in our freshman year. An obvious leader among men, by our sophomore year, he was the chapter president. He is both a leader and a servant, and the best example I can give to you of his being a servant is that so frequently in the fall and the spring when the lawns grow in Pullman, you'd get up, we were undergraduates, we'd sleep in, we'd been out late the night before on Saturday morning, and there would be Ken in a pair of shorts, probably not a shirt, mowing the front lawn at the chapter house. The rest of us were just getting out of bed. He did that on Saturdays because on Sunday he went to early mass. From 1974 to 1998, it was about career, family, and community activities. He received his degree from Washington State University in 1974 in agronomy, and he joined the family company founded by his grandfather 70 years before that. He started as a quality control manager, and in 1976 he married his wife Sue. Ken didn't stay a quality control manager. Very quickly, within about a half a dozen years, he became the company president. And during more than 2 decades of his leadership at the Alf Christianson Seed Company, the company became a world leader in the production and breeding of plant crop seeds, such as cabbage, spinach, red beets, and carrots. In the 1980s, the company was recognized by the U.S. Department of Commerce as one of the leading American small business exporters, as it grew its seed production and the sales of its crop for farmers around the world. In 1989, Ken and Sue, not having enough to do with Ken's hectic travel schedule around the globe for the seed company, rearing 4 children, fundraising activities for renovation projects for their church and the children's Catholic schools, their volunteer activities at the School of Agriculture at WSU, and serving as trustees of the WSU Foundation, Ken and Sue decided to found the Chris Haven Tree Company, a company that they still to this day, with their son Jay and 3 hired men, continue to operate, and that specializes in the production of shade and flowering trees for wholesale trade in the Pacific Northwest and Western Canada. Ken and Sue have been partners in every way since they were married in 1976. She was his high school sweetheart. He met her in 1973, as I recall. In their life, in their faith, in their business, in their family, and in their community activities, which for Sue includes serving as an alumni officer and volunteer at the Alpha Gamma Delta chapter of Washington State. 1998, Jeff, their oldest son, entered Washington State University. He was followed at WSU by his 3 siblings, 2 of whom are SigEps, 1 of whom is an AGD, and the oldest, who sometimes, they just get off the path on their own, is an SAE. Ken immediately upon Jeff's entry at beginning at WSU, joined the Washington Alpha Alumni Board. He served in so many positions, I can't even begin to tell you. He has been Vice President of Communications, for a long time was Vice President of Property Management. He was the property manager for all intents and purposes, and he also served as the Alumni Volunteer Corporation President. But to Ken, titles don't matter. It's about if there's a job that needs done, Ken's gonna get it done. As a result of their volunteer activities for Washington Alpha, the Alpha Gamma Delta chapter at Washington State University, the College of Agriculture, and in the fundraising efforts for the WSU Foundation. In 2012, the WSU Foundation honored Ken and Sue with its highest honor, the WSU Distinguished Volunteer Award. But I'm not done with the story of Ken's generous volunteer undertakings at Washington Alpha. The year is now 2002. Ken and Sue that year sold the Christianson Seed Company to a much larger Japanese seed company. Now that he was no longer spreading his seed around the globe, Ken needed something to do. Actually, when we talked about it, his wife Sue was much more tactful. She said Ken needed another project to occupy all the time he had put into growing the seed company. Mine's better, right? In 2003, Ken found his new project. SigEp Epsilon National Fraternity closed the Washington Alpha chapter because of rampant problems that existed for a few years. I've always been, since our junior year, Ken's wingman, as I call him. In our junior years, he was in his second term as the president of the chapter, and I became his vice president, and I've been his wingman ever since, riding in the back of the plane. In June of 2003, Ken asked me to go with him to the WSU campus of the Washington Alpha chapter, which had just been closed. We entered the chapter house, found the physical plant was a mess, and it was strewn from top to bottom with garbage and debris. Ken thought we were going to clean it up that weekend. That would never have happened. It would take months to clean it up. But Ken, I've always been sort of a bit of the Eeyore in our relationship. You know, Eeyore is the character in Winnie the Pooh, the little donkey, and he's always saying, "It's a terrible day, it's a terrible day." So, as we were there that year, or that June, and as we went through the year, and there was a discussion of raising $1 million, I would say to Ken things like, "It can't be done. We can't afford it. We will never raise that much money." Ken didn't listen. He single-handedly undertook the effort to recolonize the chapter and to reopen the chapter house. That included raising $1 million for housing and scholarships, acting as the owner's representative during construction, working with headquarters staff to recolonize the chapter, working with the newly recruited SigEps to teach them how to be in a successful fraternity on the long term. Ken reached his goal. In 2005, the chapter was recolonized. A beautifully new, renovated chapter house was opened in 2006, which till today, still looks great, largely because for most of the last 12 years, Ken has been the property manager of the house. He continues to raise funds for the chapter for scholarships, and he continues to mentor the undergraduates of the chapter. As evidence of Ken's successful efforts at Washington Alpha, the chapter since reorganization has been awarded 3 Buchanan Cups, has had top GPA honors on a regular basis for fraternities, and most recently for fraternities and sororities. It has produced 6 presidents or vice presidents of the Associated Students of Washington State University. It has had 2 of its brothers serve on the Washington State University Board of Regents, and it has produced 3 SigEp regional directors. Not to be overlooked are Ken's contributions to the National Fraternity as well. He's the life trustee of the SigEp Educational Foundation and has served on the National Housing Board since 2015. One of our college fraternity brothers, his last name is Dagger, operates an email conversation system that involves about 200 former brothers from our generation to more recently. And it's a circulation of emails to everybody that are generally on the DagNet irreverent, off-color, and insulting to one or more of the people in the email chain. After it was announced that Ken would receive this award, this is what appeared on the DagNet. Congratulations to you, Carrot. Carrot was his college nickname. It's not a reference to the company he ran for so many years, because he used to have a full head of bright red hair. Doesn't have that anymore. So congratulations to you, Carrot. Another one, well-deserved. If it were not for Ken, SigEp would not be at WSU. And furthermore, it would not be the envy of all the other fraternities on the campus. He's my pledge brother. Way to go, brother. Congratulations, Kenny. This award is well-deserved for the honor you have given us of carrying the ball all these years for SigEp and for Washington State University. Ken is our second founding father of the chapter. And finally, Ken exemplifies the best qualities of brotherhood, virtue, diligence, and brotherly love. The men of the Washington Alpha chapter are proud Signify Epsilon has chosen to bestow this honor on our brother Ken. Gentlemen, brothers, ladies, please join me in thanking the 2019 Exemplary Service recipient from Washington Alpha at Washington State University, my great friend and brother, and with whom I have shared the experience of HFF for 49 years, Mr. Ken Christianson.
Isn't that Clifford an amazing guy? That's my wingman. Well, before I start, that SAE thing, my oldest boy, Jeff's going through recruitment at WSU, and he called me and said, Dan, I know you're really interested in SigEp, but I just don't think it's the right fit for me, you know. But it was okay, because my father was an SAE at WSU, and I was able to hand off Dad's pin. My father was deceased at the time, so Jeff has done that well. And he also is employed by Signify Epsilon at Washington Beta. He has been served as their site manager there at University of Washington for a number of years with SigEp National Housing. So there you go. You know, this is an incredible honor, obviously. I just want to thank everyone so much for bestowing that on me. It is truly humbling. Pretty amazing for an old farm boy from Western Washington. I thought you had to be an attorney or an investment advisor or an insurance specialist to get that award. But special thanks. I want to reach out to Cliff. Cliff has been an amazing friend over the years, and some of these other guys you mentioned. You folks are all young men, but you know, one of the blessings of your fraternity life with Signify Epsilon, you will come to see over the years, is the friendships you've made and how those friendships will last a lifetime. And I just want to tell you what a wonderful thing it is. I want to thank my family. Cliff mentioned my wife Sue, who we did meet at college. We couldn't have done this without the blessing of my wife and family. Sue and I had a really unique situation. She has served as the president of the Alpha Gamma Delta Housing Corporation at WSU, as I was involved with property. So we sort of tag teamed it for well over a decade. And anyway, thanks to Sue and family. A big thanks to Sigma Phi Epsilon, because it, coincidentally in my life, I sold this company. I did have time, and as Cliff mentioned, I kind of had this attachment, I guess, to the local chapter and what it meant to me, home away from home, and knowing Clarence Hicks, who was a Washington Alpha, she's our only Golden Heart recipient. Clarence was still active, serving at WSU as the chapter. Forever he served as our alumni treasurer. And Clarence would come to the house, now and then at rest dinner. And I just think I got a sense of the history and the pride in Sigma Phi Epsilon from some of these older men and the relationships. So, but this opportunity to be involved with fraternity and nationals, really first class efforts in the fraternity that we are today on universities across the country. And so you've heard a lot today about chapter excellence and academics, member development, leadership, recruiting skills. I hope you really take this to heart and take it home with you, share it with your chapters. There's nothing greater than being on a winning team, and Sigma Phi Epsilon is definitely a winning team, and we're going places. There's challenges out there, but it's all good. And I think the things you've heard about today, in the last 2 days, is a lot of the basic blocking and tackling skills of building a great chapter and being recognized on your campus as the best fraternity. Our guys in our chapter have done a great job, and I know all of you, you all can do the same. And let's help this fraternity be the best we can be. I want to share with you, Cliff said a lot, but I want to address one issue, and that's our substance-free policy. The last couple of years, I've heard a lot of concern expressed about this, and understandably so. I understand every campus has a little different culture, every chapter has a different situation. But in 2003, our chapter ran into some problems. We were chartered in 1912. So what is that? 96 years, I think. We've been operating. But we closed the doors in 2003, and like Cliff mentioned, we pulled together a new team of alumni, men kind of in my era that I knew with different skills, because it takes a team to get it done. And we came back to campus, but one of the stipulations was we come back alcohol-free. And, we've maintained that policy at WSU since 2005. So that's like 13 years, and, it works. So I just want to encourage you all, it's not the end of the world. There's a way to get this done. And we've done it quite successfully. We have usually about 115 SigEps on campus, generally a full house. So I think we're going in the right direction, and I want to see you guys all make it happen. So there's nothing better than having a great product to sell, and if you just focus on the positives of who SigEp is and what we're doing, we're going to continue to excel on your campus. One of the things that was really important to me, I'm kind of a project guy, and so getting that house put back in shape, over time we were able to afford new furniture, make improvements on the outside. That's one of the things that's really been important for me, and I think important for a good chapter is having a good facility. And I hope your situation, your alumni are able to help you out with that. If not, the SigEp National Housing is there to back you up as well. So I guess I'll close with this. I just want to thank you all for this amazing award. I want to thank all of you in advance for continuing to be the best person you can be and to continue to help SigEp make it a truly lasting impact for the fraternity and on your campus. And as we all know, it's always a great day to be a SigEp.
Hear, hear.
So I've already told everyone about your accomplishments and achievements, but I also feel that this award just is not enough. You're not a leader, but you're not only a leader, but you're also a servant. You don't seek the spotlight, you let your life speak for itself. And that's why we can think of no better way to headline Washington Alpha's new chapter leadership endowment and to celebrate you and Sue. As so several of us have come together to launch the Ken and Sue Christianson Carlson Endowment at Washington State University with a joint contribution of $50,000. It's the initial seed money for the new chapter leadership. We want to make sure, Ken, that fine men like these from Washington Alpha that are with us here today can attend Carlson Academies for years to come. And if the men in this room turn out to be anything like you, we'll all be better for it, and also will the world. Brothers and friends, Ken Christianson.